Hi everyone, it's a request and it's actually something that I hadn't considered doing. It was ideas for Mother's Day gifts if you don't want to buy the usual flowers or chocolates. So, what I thought would be nice was why not treat your mum to a little home hand and arm pamper treatment? So, it doesn't necessarily have to be a manicure because some people don't have the nails that are long enough to be filed or they're not really into that. Filing can actually be quite irritating for some people. They either like it or they hate it. But why don't you do them a nice little treatment? You could take a little picture of their hands before and after so that you could actually show them the improvement too, because they always feel good after a treatment, but sometimes you don't realise how much better they look, especially when you've given the skin a boost of circulation because you've done some treatments that actually get the blood moving. Plus, when you use anything like your scrubs or your masks, you also see the benefits in the skin. It tends to look a lot plumper, a lot healthier, and the colour really does come back. So here's a quick idea, and it's something that would take maybe about half an hour, possibly an hour if you really wanted to take your time, and it's a lovely little hand and arm treatment for mum. So, first thing you could do, if you did want to file your mum's nails, then I've got the full manicure technique series and I'll pop a little bit in here too. But just remember with your filing, you work from the outside to the middle, outside to the middle, and you alternate. And again, you can roll up a towel so that their hand's nice and comfortable and you're supporting the wrist. And if you want to soak the nails first too, that can make it a lot easier. But if you don't want to do that, you can absolutely still do this and have a lovely result without filing the nails. Now, what feels really good on the hands, and we don't do it often enough, is some sort of hand scrub. So, if you're in the bath or the shower and you use a body scrub, most of the time you will give your arms a scrub. But how often do you take the scrub and actually work on the hand itself? Work where it gets a little bit dry in between the hands. The knuckles can get dry. This area here on the fingers can get very dehydrated. A scrub, especially if it's oil based, can actually work wonders here because not only do you help to remove the dead skin, but the oil, if it is oil based, can actually start the moisturisation process and it's really effective. There's so many oil scrubs that you can use, or you could make your own. And this is one that I made a little while ago. As you can see, it's just a Kilner jar. They're so cheap and easy to get. And all I did was I had some salt or sugar. In this case, it was sugar. You probably know that I've said in previous videos that salt scrubs are great, but if you do have any cuts or abrasions, they can sting. So just some sugar, your oil of choice. So this was olive oil, and then drops of your favourite essential oils or an essential oil blend. So this one's got some really nice citrusy oils in it. Then when it's time to open it, you just click open your Kilner jar and then you give it a little mix about because you do get separation. But as you can see in the demo, it's then just a case of working in circles over the hand. If you need to with your oil, you can still activate with a little bit of water if you want to, but you don't need to. And then you're working all over the palm of the hand, in between the fingers. Don't forget the wrist. You can go all the way up to the elbow if you want, or you can just keep it to the hand. And then when it's time to remove it, just use your damp sponges and then pat dry. The good thing with sugar is that it dissolves. Salt also dissolves too, but you will get some scrubs where there isn't any dissolving and they can be a little bit messy. But so long as you're working on the towel area, you can always fold up the towel and then head over to your bin when you're finished and just shake everything out into the bin. So if you can do a scrub on your mum, she will love it and it's very relaxing. Just again, I didn't realise I had a catchphrase, but I clearly do, and it is take your time. So when you're working, don't be too frantic and too quick. Just take your time. Work in circles, work in strokes, and just enjoy the process and ask her if she's happy with it. And just make sure that your pressure is firm but not too heavy, and just make sure that she enjoys every moment and you're not rushing through it. Another lovely part of any hand and arm treatment can be a massage, or beforehand it can be a mask. Now, hand masks, again, very popular, very easy to come by now. But if this is a very last minute treat, then you can actually use a face mask if it's a moisturising one, because essentially it will do a similar thing for the hands. So if you've got one of the masks that you put on and it absorbs into areas that need it, or if you've got possibly an enzyme-based mask. I can think of my enzyme peels that I've got. Again, they're very moisturising, they won't do any harm, and if you don't have time to get a hand mask, then they would work a treat. And all you do, as you can see in this little clip, is you just apply it with your fingers or with a brush if you really want to give that full salon indulgence experience. And then you can either use some cling film, and again that'll really help it to do its work and to absorb. Or if you don't have cling film or you don't want to use it, then you can either leave the hand as it is on the towel, or you could actually warm up some towels and then just very gently place the hand in the warm towels. And again, the experience is very luxurious. It feels like a deluxe salon treatment. And again, we're talking maybe 10, no more than 15 minutes. And when you remove, a lot of it is absorbed into the skin. Anything that is not, then again, you can remove with your sponges. Now, if you don't have a mask, but you want the mask experience, then what you can do is actually apply a little bit too much moisturiser and just allow the moisturiser to sit on the hands. And that's a good one when you just don't have enough time for a hand mask, but you do actually want the benefits of something that's going to help the skin. So what you would do is apply just a little bit too much moisturiser than you know that you need. Again, into the cling film or onto the towel. And then when it's finished, when you've given it the 10 minutes, anything that's left over can become your hand massage medium. And then you can just do your hand massage as you would normally do. Again, all you have to do is watch the channel. I've got multiple hand massages. I think the most popular one is actually the first video that I ever did. I think it's at least 1 million views. It might be a couple of million views by now, but it's very popular. So if you're in any doubt and you want to follow along as you go, then just follow that hand massage and I can guarantee that your mum will absolutely love it. If you don't want to do an actual massage, then you can just go ahead with the moisturiser as normal. So just apply a little bit into your hands, and then all you'll do is just apply it in strokes. And this isn't about doing anything in particular in a massage style. You would just make sure that you've got the medium evenly spread on your palms, and then just stroke it over the hands. That's all you would have to do. And again, if you want to, you can just make sure when you're on our hands that you just cover the knuckles and the fingers themselves so they don't get too dry, but you're not essentially doing a massage. You're just making sure that that moisturiser sinks in quickly. Now you could finish off with the moisturiser or with the hand mask. A lot of people do enjoy having their nails painted, but it's not for everyone, and sometimes you do have a job where you can't have your nails painted. So if that's the case, sometimes you can't even do a top coat depending on what your work is. So if you absolutely can't do anything, you could possibly buff them or just leave them be. I'm just going to show you some different colours, some inspiration, and I'll just paint my own nails, but I have to confirm to you, I've not had a manicure, I've not filed them. They're actually going to be filed tonight because they're getting a little bit too long for doing treatments, but I thought before I filed them down, I would actually just show you a few colours. So for instance, we've got a darker colour, and again, I don't claim to be a nail tech, so it's just giving you a basic idea of how some colours can look. So if it's a dark colour, what I would suggest is just being very slow with your application and not flooding the cuticle. But if you do flood the cuticle, it's not the worst thing in the world because you can tidy it up. And then you would obviously paint a couple of coats, but you would work your way through the nails first. So that's only one coat. And then the trick that a lot of us use is we paint a little bit underneath the underside of the nail. And the theory is that that seals the nail polish in place so that there's less chance of it chipping. But of course, so many of us use gels now, or you've got your nail extensions. But I think when you've got nice, well-maintained natural nails, I think there's nothing nicer. A real nail, well-maintained, just looks really good. So that's just an idea of a darker colour. And again, I am not doing this as I would do with a manicure. I'm being a little bit quicker than that, and I'm not doing my two coats. So I can see there that I would actually take the polish a little bit closer. But again, sometimes you have to explain because you don't want people getting the wrong idea. Okay, so here's a red. Again, there are so many different reds that you can use. This is actually an orangey red and it's very vibrant. So you might not want to use these on your fingernails, but they might be ideal for your toes. But again, that's just an idea of how it could look. And if you did get anything on the cuticle, just use either an orange wood stick or even a cotton bud. And you're getting now, you're getting the cotton buds are coming out on the market now that are better for the environment. I don't think they're plastic. Okay, so now we've got an orange colour. So we're coming into spring, summer. So a really vibrant orange. Again, these might be colours that you think, maybe not for my nails, but definitely for my toes. And you can see this would definitely, sometimes you can get away with one coat if you're really in a hurry. But I'd say with these ones, you can see this one's a bit thinner. And again, I wouldn't use my nail when I'm working on a client, but I'm just showing you that when you're working on yourself, that's what we do. And it's absolutely fine. And again, you could just work underneath and seal it if you wanted to. And you can let me know if there's any colours there that you prefer. And then the last one that I've got is quite a subtle colour. It's like a very light lilac. Let's have a look here. Right, here we go. And if you're really not confident painting someone else's nails, go for a lighter colour. Go for something very subtle, just a hint of colour or just light, and then you don't need to worry too much about your precision. But that's just some ideas. If mum is up for it, then definitely a relaxing hand and arm treatment would be so nice, especially on Mother's Day when she probably doesn't get a chance to be spoiled and she's always on the go. So if you can, that's a great idea for her. And let me know if you do manage to do something like that for a treat. Remember, it doesn't have to be hand and arm. It could be a foot massage, some foot treatments. It could be just a lovely little pamper session, whatever she wants. Maybe she'd like a little facial. But whatever it is, make sure that you spoil your mums. And comment below and let me know if you did actually have a chance to do a treatment. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.